The Big Bang phenomenon on Earth and human beings' position in the universe. Many people still do not believe in the Big Bang theory of cosmic creation. This theory also contradicts the biblical creation of the universe, which says God created the universe in 6 days and rested on the seventh day. Therefore, religious people find it against their beliefs and, mostly, do not accept it, being against their sacred scriptures. But what is the truth? Does the Big Bang theory really exist? Or, is it just a false narrative? We claim that not only is the cosmic Big Bang theory a reflection of the real phenomenon, but it is also occurring repeatedly in the same way on the Earth. The topic of the Big Bang phenomenon on Earth is very unique and also tantalizing. Our presentation is very unconventional and does not follow any traditional line, therefore, we request that you watch the video with an open mind until the end. We have not cited any references or complex mathematical calculations because our purpose is to make this video very simple and understandable to all viewers and avoid lengthy, boring, ambiguous, and confusing discourse. Before we start, we make a humble submission that we have been presenting knowledge-based videos on this channel. We need your support and request that you subscribe to our channel, like it, press the bell icon, leave a comment, and share it with your friends if you like the video. The Big Bang Theory. The current topic of the video is about the occurrence of the Big Bang phenomenon on Earth. In order to understand it, we will first mention the main points of this theory in a nutshell and then explain it in a bit more detail so that the viewers can understand what is the concept of the Big Bang theory. This will help the viewers to understand how we claim that the Big Bang theory is continually repeating itself on the Earth. First, we give the gist of the Big Bang theory. 1. The universe has begun from an extremely hot, dense point smaller than a subatomic particle. 2. An unimaginable force caused the intense burst of energy from the tiny point in a fraction of a second that distributed all the matter and energy in all directions. 3. It has been expanding ever since. 4. With the expansion, the universe is also getting cooler and cooler, and one day it will either stop expanding and collapse or it will be frozen. The Big Bang theory stands as one of the most comprehensive explanations for the creation and evolution of the universe. This theory provides a framework for understanding the evolution of the universe. It explains how the universe has been expanding as well as cooling since its inception billions of years ago, leading to the formation of moons, planets, stars, nebulae, galaxies, meteorites, asteroids, comets, supernova explosions, gamma-ray bursts, quasars, blazars, pulsars, black holes, and other mind-boggling cosmic structures that exist in the vast expanse of space. The theory also helps explain the large-scale other structure of the universe, including the distribution of galaxies and cosmic voids. This cosmological model posits that the universe began from an extremely hot, dense point smaller than a subatomic particle around 13.8 billion years ago. An unimaginable force caused the intense burst of energy from the tiny point in a fraction of a second, distributing all the matter and energy in all directions. This matter and energy have been expanding ever since. The concept of an expanding universe began to take shape in the early 20th century. In 1912, Vesto Melvin Slipher, an American astronomer, was the first scientist to discover that distant galaxies were redshifted, thus providing the first empirical basis for the expansion of the universe and indicating they were moving away from the Earth. Redshifted galaxies are those galaxies that are moving away from the Earth, and the light coming from these galaxies is shifted to longer wavelengths. The longer wavelengths have a redder color. However, it wasn't until Edwin Hubble's observations in 1929 that the theory gained significant traction. Edwin Hubble also observed the redshifted galaxies. According to Hubble's law, the velocity at which a galaxy recedes from us is proportional to its distance from us. This observation implies that the universe was once concentrated at a single point and has been expanding ever since. The expansion rate, quantified by the Hubble constant, has been refined over the years through various observations, further corroborating the theory. In parallel, Georges Lemaitre, a Belgian physicist and priest, suggested in 1931 that the universe has emerged from a primal atom or the cosmic egg. He suggested that the universe had expanded from an initial point, which he described as a day without yesterday. This idea laid the foundation for what would eventually be known as the Big Bang theory of cosmic creation. The scientists observed that the farther away a galaxy is, the faster it is moving away from Earth. Extrapolating this cosmic expansion backward in time using the known laws of physics, the model describes an increasingly concentrated cosmos preceded by a singularity in which space and time lose meaning. It was named the Big Bang singularity. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence in support of the Big Bang theory was the discovery of the cosmic microwave background called CMB radiation. The CMB radiation was discovered by chance in 1965. Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, two radio astronomers in the United States, registered a signal in their radio telescope that could not be attributed to any precise source in the sky. It apparently came from everywhere with the same intensity, day or night, summer or winter. They concluded that the signal had to come from outside our galaxy. It came almost from the origin of the universe. The CMB is a remnant of the first light that could ever travel freely throughout the universe from the early universe, approximately 380,000 years after the Big Bang, when protons and electrons first combined to form neutral hydrogen atoms. This discovery provided strong support for the Big Bang theory, as it was predicted by the theoretical models of an expanding universe. The scientists considered their discovery solid evidence for the Big Bang theory. This theory predicted that the shock wave of that primeval explosion would still be detectable as a subtle wallpaper coming from everywhere behind all galaxies, quasars, and galaxy clusters. Scientists have estimated around 200 billion, trillion stars in the universe. This figure can also be called 200 sextillion in mathematical calculations. The Big Bang theory also prompts questions about the ultimate fate of the universe. The future of the universe depends on the balance between the expansion rate and the gravitational pull of matter. Various scenarios have been proposed, including the Big Crunch, where the universe could eventually collapse back into a singularity, and the Big Freeze, where continued expansion could lead to a cold, dark, and empty universe. Observations of the accelerating expansion due to dark energy suggest that a Big Freeze is more likely, but the exact fate remains uncertain. The Big Bang phenomenon on Earth. Now, we revert to our topic and see how the Big Bang is occurring on the Earth and we are completely unaware of it. The Big Bang model of creation is happening in all living creatures as well as in the plants and trees on the earth all the time. Let us make it very simple. We take the example of ourselves. A human being comes into existence from the sperm of a male and the ovum of a female. During intercourse, sperm enters the vagina after the man ejaculates. The strongest sperm travels through the cervix, the opening of the womb or uterus, and into the fallopian tube. A single sperm and ovum meet in the fallopian tube. When a single sperm enters the ovum, conception occurs. In other words, the sperm's nucleus fuses with the ovum's nucleus to form a zygote. The zygote contains all of the genetic information called DNA needed to become a baby. Half the DNA comes from the mother's ovum and half from the father's sperm. The zygote spends the next few days traveling down the fallopian tube. The zygote starts multiplying to form a ball of cells called a blastocyst with an outer shell. The inner group of cells becomes the embryo. The embryo is what will develop into a baby. The cells inside this shell keep multiplying, and they soon develop specific cells like blood cells, kidney cells, nerve cells, etc. Slowly and gradually, a baby's brain, spinal cord, heart, gastrointestinal system, arms, legs, eyes, ears, bones, lungs, muscles, liver, pancreas, and other parts develop. These organs start growing, and the baby gets larger day by day and starts gaining weight. In the 40th week of pregnancy, the baby is ready to come into this world. Once the baby is delivered and born in this world, its second phase starts. It further grows in size and weight, and soon it takes on the shape of a fully grown human being. Scientists have estimated that there are around 37.2 trillion cells in the average human body. All these cells come from a single sperm and ovum, which are so small that they cannot be seen by the naked eye. Human beings have an average weight of 60 kilograms. In comparison, an elephant's average weight is 100 times greater than that of a human being. The elephants normally weigh between 5,500 and 6,000 kilograms, and their bodies contain 3 to 4 quadrillion cells. 1 quadrillion means 1 million billion. In other words, an elephant contains 4,000 trillion cells. This is a gigantic number of cells that come from a single zygote when a male elephant's sperm meets with a female elephant's ovum. The story does not end here. Elephants are not the largest mammals in the world. Blue whales are the largest mammals on Earth, and a normal blue whale weighs about 100,000 kilograms. An Antarctic blue whale's weight is more than 150,000 kilograms. It means a normal blue whale in the seas and oceans is 16 to 18 times heavier, and an Antarctic blue whale is 25 times heavier than an average elephant. It can grow up to 100 to 110 feet in size. The normal blue whale contains more than 100 quadrillion cells, and the Antarctic blue whale contains more than 200 quadrillion cells. Just remember that this mind-boggling number of cells originates from a single sperm and egg called a zygote in the very limited physical body of a blue whale. This means every land and sea living creature is a replica of the Big Bang Theory, albeit at the nano, micro, and macro levels. The cosmic Big Bang and Big Bang phenomenon in living creatures are exactly the same. However, comparatively, the Big Bang in living creatures is of lesser size and extent. Similarly, plants and trees are also showing the same pattern. They come out from a single seed and take shapes of huge size, high and wide. They also possess billions of cells. They are themselves manifestations of the Big Bang phenomenon. It has been observed that in certain earthly living creatures, the Big Bang occurs in a two-stage model. One stage is completed inside the mother's body, and the later stage starts outside the mother's body. In reality, the Big Bang phenomenon in the fetus stage, as well as when they are born, is the same. The only difference is the location. As the mother's womb has limited space, and the physical body of a baby needs more space to expand and grow, this is only possible when the baby comes out of the limited space and lives in the unlimited space. Nature allows it in the form of a birth process from the womb of the mother. Once the baby is delivered, it resumes its expansion once again until it reaches its maximum limit. Then it stops growing in size, slowly completes its life, and finally dies. In the trees and plants, only one stage of expansion is witnessed. The cosmic Big Bang being inanimate is also one stage model. Summary of the Big Bang on Earth. Our above presentation can also be summarized in this way. First, the cosmic Big Bang started from a single tiny source. Trees' Big Bang originates from a single seed, whereas living creatures' Big Bang is developed from a single zygote. Second, all Big Bangs start expanding in size after the initial burst and keep expanding until they reach their outer maximum limit. Thereafter, they stay there and slowly start dying. The living creatures have limited life, so we see the halt of their physical expansion at some point in time, and then they die, whereas the cosmic Big Bang, due to its huge size, is still expanding, and no one knows when this expansion will stop once it reaches its pinnacle, but it is certain that the final day will definitely come in the distant future, and that day will be a day without tomorrow. Third, the number of constituent units in every Big Bang phenomenon is directly proportionate to their sizes. Due to its physically smaller size, the number of cells in the human body is only around 37.2 trillion. The cells in elephants and blue whales are huge in number due to their sizes as compared to human beings. The cosmic Big Bang is exponentially bigger than living creatures on Earth, so its total number of all heavenly bodies, including moons, planets, stars, galaxies, nebulae, meteoroids, and asteroids, is astronomical, which has been estimated at around 200 billion trillion, meaning around 200 sextillion. Fourth, most well-developed living creatures have well-shaped physical bodies that consist of several body parts like the heart, lungs, kidney, spleen, liver, appendix, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, lips, chest, limbs, muscles, bones, etc. In the same manner, the cosmic Big Bang has planets, moons, stars, nebulae, galaxies, meteoroids, asteroids, comets, etc. in its expanded body. Fifth, in the cosmic Big Bang, all time, stars, and other astronomical structures are born, and older structures die. Stars are burned out, they collapse, and their outer layers explode as a supernova. What is left over after a supernova explosion is a neutron star or the collapsed core of the star. Or if there is still sufficient mass in the collapsed state, then it becomes a black hole. In a similar way, cells in living creatures and plants are born and die continuously, and the old cells are replaced with the new ones. Sixth, Not only big mammals but every living being on Earth and underwater experiences the Big Bang phenomenon all the time, though the scale is different. Some experience it at the nano level, whereas many experience it at the micro or macro level. 7th, the Big Bang occurs not only in living beings, but the trees and plants also experience it too. They expand to huge sizes and shapes from a single seed. After reaching a certain height, these trees also stop growing. Though these trees have more longevity than living creatures, but ultimately these trees also face their end and die. 8th. If we extrapolate the earthly model of the Big Bang on the cosmic Big Bang, it seems certain that after a certain period, the cosmic expansion will reach its limit and it will halt, collapse, and face its logical end, but maybe we human beings will not be there to witness it. Where do we human beings stand in this vast universe? Just assume all human beings, other living creatures, and plants are microscopic cells in some giant structure in the same manner as various cells are present in all living creatures. A human being in the form of a single cell is embedded in the wall of the intestine of an elephant. Despite its best efforts, this cell will be unable to comprehend its location in the elephant and its purpose in the overall digestive system of the elephant, of which the intestine is only a part. This cell can know its location and purpose in the giant structure once it leaves the physical body of the elephant and enters the outside world by extricating itself from the wall of the intestine and crossing the other parts and outer skin of the elephant. Once this cell finds itself in the outer world, then by looking from that position at the physical body of the elephant, this cell can discern that it was inside the intestinal wall of the elephant, and now it is in the outside world where several elephants and other living creatures also exist. By remaining in the intestine wall, this cell will never know its location or purpose in the giant structure. The same is happening to us. Human beings are tiny entities in the unfathomable universe, and their position is the same as a cell in an elephant's intestine. By remaining on the earth, we cannot know who we are, where we are, or why we are here. Human beings can understand the purpose of their creation and the answers to the questions of why we live and die on Earth and what is the nature of the giant structure in which we reside, once they get out of their universe and cross other multiple universes, if these exist outside our universe, and then by looking from the vantage point at the giant cosmic structure. This is the only way human beings can be aware of their parent giant structure, its shape, and the purpose of their existence, but it is very far away, as the outer limit of our universe is billions of light years away, and we cannot travel in a physical form with a lifespan of merely a few decades, nor can we send modern gadgets there to travel and cross the outside boundary of the universe and inform us, as it will take billions of light years to receive any signal if these gadgets succeed in crossing the threshold of the universe and will still be functioning to send signals.